First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Both teams emerging from the Ford Field tunnels just a short time ago. And, of course, the loudest cheers were reserved for the hometown Lions. They're set to go as they will match up with the Minnesota Vikings. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's do it. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Here's Dalvin Cook, third year back from Florida State. He'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. From the 25 on second down, Cousins. He goes full extension, and he's got it. 27 yards there, a first down. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 48-yard line. Cousins gives way to Cook. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Switch. Hey,
On second down, Cook. He'll get about 4 here, down to the 43-yard line.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Throwing is Cousins, setting up the screen for Cook. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's fourth. So on fourth down, Britton Colquitt on to punt. Back deep, Patrick Peterson. Stafford and the Lions now have it first and 10 at the 20. A look at Kerryon Johnson, second-year man out of Auburn. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it second and 12. Now it's Stafford. Looking down. And the defense loses him. It's complete. The 20, 10, touchdown, Detroit. Marvin Jones, 82 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
At their own 18-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 21-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now Cook running right. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on 3rd down.
Good route there.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down. And this passing game, this whole offense really didn't show up in the loss last week, and it hasn't started all that great here either.
Yeah, and they can't let that incompletion become an uh-oh moment. Like, oh boy, here we go again, just like last week. Each game is its own entity, treated as such.
Now it's Peterson. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And coming up on their 2nd drive of the game, had the touchdown last time out. Now they have the football back. Chance to really seize early momentum.
Feels to me like they had a really excellent week of practice. It all came together. But I'll bet you it got galvanized in the locker room in pregame. Somehow I think the head coach, his oratorical skills were on point.
Let's get it together. Zero. Back.
Now a 1st down throw. Stafford caught on the right side by Jones. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Stafford. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 22. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, there definitely was some juice on that pass. And while tight ends don't always have the same reputation for hands as wide receivers do, in this case, that ball was expected to be caught.
Cousins. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. They find some open field here. Cook able to escape. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Pretty good results here on the 1st down run as he takes us forward for about 6. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and these creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. From the gun, here's Cousins. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was a crossbar that said otherwise, and that'll deny him a shot at 3.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive, followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10.
40 got. 40 got.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54, Mike.
Check the out. Check the out. Check the out.
Hey, Foxtrot.
54. Stay with your man. Check 9. Check 9. Watch the safety creep.
To throw again. Stafford. The left side completion to Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A gain there of 21 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Set. Blue 60.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Mike 54.
Big 20.
Man, I got you.
On 1st down, Stafford here. Complete to Jones. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 28-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Recon. 132 fighter.
Throwing again is Stafford. Caught here by Conley. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
50.
Screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
On 2nd and 11 now. Stafford. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
I know you felt like saying touchdown there, didn't you, partner? That looked like a sure 6 points, but the contact jarred it free.
Got his hands on it, could not hold on through the end of the play.
Hey, Haywood.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Look at him.
You can't block.
Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Cook with a 1st down and much more. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Got to give a nod of appreciation to some of those guys up front over on that left side. Several key blocks sprung him.
No appreciation for the guys from the backside that didn't allow any leakage and anybody could run them down from the backside.
They're at the kids' table.
Okay, so front side guys good,
Yeah.
backside guys,
Man.
that's what you're supposed to do.
I've had better.
Okay, either way, worked out quite well, didn't it? A nice sizable gain.
First down, Minnesota.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Under 10.
On play action, Cousins. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And he will take it on out to the 20-yard line.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects it.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
Hey, 22.
Charlotte, 64, weak.
On first down, it's Stafford. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. A gain of 4 on the play, and it's a 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6. At the 47-yard line.
Drill right, 22.
Check.
22 jet bombers, 22 jet bombers.
552.
Stay 50. 22.
Rush in.
Stafford going to give this one off to Johnson. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
59. 52.
Bravo.
Hey, that QB's trash.
From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
I know you felt that one.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And in enemy territory last time through the interception. We'll see what they do on this drive.
Can't wait to see how it alters what they decide to do in play calling. Do they continue to throw the ball? Do they want to lean more on the running game? It'll be an interesting sequence of plays that they've got coming up.
Does it often affect the play calling with the interception? How much does that change what you do?
I think it does, depending on why the interception was thrown. Sometimes it's just a matter of the defense made a great play, so you continue to come back. But if it's on you, if the offense just doesn't have the confidence, if they're a little bit shaky, maybe try and take the pressure off and run the ball a little bit.
Watch QB drop. 51 the mic, boys.
On 2nd and 12, Cousins. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 70 yards. So a slight improvement in field position, you might say, from inside their own 10 to this as they come up on first down. A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. Give them maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the Lions' 21-yard line.
On 2nd and 9, Cousins. His throw caught at about the 5. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. First red zone chance now for the Vikings. They've got it 1st and goal at the 6. They'll run with Cook, and he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. They try again with Cook. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Vikings on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Cousins. Flushed out right. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. Stephon Diggs in the final seconds of the first half as they are now on the board here in the first half. And it's no good. He misses the extra point, and this remains a 7-6 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies, try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Monday. Man up, D. Man up. Hey, orbit. 50-40 high.
Now Stafford. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. And he gets all the way down to the 30-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 41 yards. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stafford. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. They moved the ball over 50 yards between this play and the last one. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
22.
On first down, Johnson. Johnson with a burst, a first down and more. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead is up to 8. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away. Shocker. Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves them with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Now Johnson. On the tackle, it's Trey Waynes. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there and a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Set. Get a 20. 54. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Stafford on first down. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
32.
From the 50, Stafford. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Let's set a tone. Big 20. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
On 3rd down, Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10. Following the interception, Cousins. Rush coming, and he he's taken down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down.
Here we go.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. They do get 9, but it leads to fourth down. Now on fourth down, we've got a whistle here and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Britton Colquitt now. He's been terrific so far.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Hey, one set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54.
Let's go, defense.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Stafford now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Show alert! Hey, give me radar.
Throwing is Stafford. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Lady!
Right there, 54 Mike.
Yeah, let's get that ball, dude. Let's get that ball right here.
To throw again on second down. Stafford. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Danielle Hunter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Check 50. Check 50.
3rd and long. It's Stafford. He's got his man, T.J. Hawkinson. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another first down.
That's lady!
On 1st and 10, Stafford. And the pressure gets to him and brings him down. Stafford is sacked.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. There to knock that one away defensively, Eric Kendricks. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
We take a win, Hey, Zoo.
Mike 54.
I want that. Hey, Red. Defense, give me that ball.
Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. So they got him coming up from his linebacker spot.
And sometimes the position designation really doesn't matter. If you creep up to the line of scrimmage, you just have to look for the football. Make sure it moves before you do.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Check 26. Check 26.
To throw on third down. Stafford. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. That one goes for 24 yards. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Let's go, D.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run it with Johnson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
Push him back. Push him back.
Hey, 22.
Mike 54. Mike 54.
Middle.
I got you, son. Check 3. Check 3.
Stafford now to throw. Caught on the right side by Jones. And he'll go down at the 28. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
10.
Hey, watch this.
Stay 50. 61. Matchbox lights. Light. Kill. Hey, Echo.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. They got to get to the 23 here on 3rd.
Let's go, D. Let's go.
Check Omaha. Ready, move. 22.
You got tight right there.
Here's Stafford. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
Fielded about a yard deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Kirk Cousins last year started all 16 games, but only led the Vikes to just 1 fourth-quarter comeback like he's trying to do here. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down.
Well, partner, when you ask anyone other than your QB to throw the ball, you must have a lot of confidence or you think you're really going to fake them out, and it looks like they did exactly that.
Yeah, going deep in the playbook, and this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Count them now, 6 interceptions between last week and this week. Now, the 3 picks last week helped them to a win. They're in the driver's seat once more.
And they're the ones that are doing all the leading, aren't they? Right? The 3 interceptions last week, that led to a victory. 3 interceptions so far in this game, that has them out in front. We often think of the offense driving things. In this case, it's the defense, not just holding teams, but creating big plays for themselves.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. To throw is Stafford. He'll find Jones again, complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now Stafford. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away.
Omaha, ready, move. Topper.
52's the mic, boys. 52. Man out.
Libra.
52's the mic.
Again, it's Stafford. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
Under crunch. Hey. 21. Hey, seam 6.
Stafford going to throw it. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. This drive, which was going so smoothly, all of a sudden it's a little bit of a roadblock here with 2 straight incompletions.
Yeah, apparently this defense has had enough. Apparently they're saying no more. We're making a stand right here, right now. But it is 3rd and 10. They've got to get after him one more time.
That's to his running back, Kerryon Johnson. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Here we go.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And the interception last time on the opponent's side of the field, certainly not what they wanted.
Put it mildly, that is so frustrating because that signifies there's a drive going on. You're in a good spot, great place to run some of your best offense. Instead, they turn the ball over.
Yeah, turned the ball over last time. See if they can avoid doing it here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Oh, he almost had it. Already with 1 interception, just missing his 2nd there. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
On 3rd down, Cousins setting up the screen for Cook. And he works 3. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. Cousins now hitting on 2/3 of his passes, 10 for 15 so far. 1st and 10. And complete right side to Cook. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Cousins again. Oh, did he hang on to it? He did on the dive. Nice grab. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
First down, Minnesota.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Detroit, they climb back to 500 now at 3 up and 3 down. And they'll get to stay home again next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they fall a game under the 500 mark at 3-4 through 7 games. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.